Welcome to Lumenara. Take a quiet moment to slow down, breathe deeply, and prepare your heart to receive the living Word of God. Today we continue our journey through the book of Genesis with chapters 19 and 20. In these chapters, we witness the dramatic destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah as God's righteous judgment falls upon cities consumed by wickedness. We also follow Lot and his family as they are rescued by God's mercy, while Abraham once again demonstrates both human weakness and God's faithful protection during his journey through Gerar. As you listen, allow these timeless words to strengthen your faith, deepen your trust in God's justice and mercy, and remind you that the Lord is always faithful to his promises, even when his people are imperfect. Whether you are studying the Bible, seeking peace, or preparing for rest, may this reading draw you closer to the Lord. Now, let us begin. Genesis chapters 19 and 20. Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. The two angels came to Sodom at evening. Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. Lot saw them and rose up to meet them. He bowed himself with his face to the earth. Verse 2. And he said, "See now, my lords, please come into your servant's house. Stay all night. Wash your feet, and you can rise up early and go on your way." They said, "No, but we will stay in the street all night." Verse 3. He urged them greatly, and they came in with him and entered into his house. He made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from every quarter. Verse 5. They called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came into you this night? Bring them out to us, that we may have sex with them." Verse 5. They called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came into you this night? Bring them out to us, that we may have sex with them." Verse 6. Lot went out to them through the door and shut the door after himself. Verse 7. He said, "Please, my brothers, don't act so wickedly." Verse 8. See now, I have 2 virgin daughters. Please let me bring them out to you, and you may do to them what seems good to you. Only don't do anything to these men, because they have come under the shadow of my roof. Verse 9. They said, "Stand back." Then they said, "This one fellow came in to live as a foreigner, and he appoints himself a judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them." They pressed hard on the man Lot and came near to break the door. Verse 10. But the men reached out their hand and brought Lot into the house to them and shut the door. Verse 11. They struck the men who were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. Verse 12. The men said to Lot, "Do you have anybody else here? Sons-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and whomever you have in the city, bring them out of the place." Verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the outcry against them has grown so great before Yahweh, that Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. Verse 14. Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters, and said, "Get up, get out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy the city." But he seemed to his sons-in-law to be joking. Verse 15. When the morning came, then the angels hurried Lot, saying, "Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the iniquity of the city." Verse 16. But he lingered, and the men grabbed his hand his wife's hand, and his 2 daughters' hands, Yahweh being merciful to him. And they took him out and set him outside of the city. Verse 17. It came to pass, when they had taken them out, that he said, "Escape for your life. Don't look behind you, and don't stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed." Verse 18. Lot said to them, "Oh, not so, my lord." Verse 19. "See now, your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have magnified your loving kindness, which you have shown to me in saving my life. I can't escape to the mountain, lest evil overtake me, and I die." Verse 20. "See now, this city is near to flee to, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape there. Isn't it a little one? And my soul will live." Verse 21. He said to him, "Behold, I had granted your request concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city of which you have spoken." Verse 22. "Hurry, escape there, for I can't do anything until you get there." Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. Verse 23. The sun had risen on the earth when Lot came to Zoar. Verse 24. Then Yahweh rained on Sodom and on Gomorrah sulfur and fire from Yahweh out of the sky. Verse 25. He overthrew these cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew on the ground. Verse 26. But Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Verse 27. Abraham went up early in the morning to the place where he had stood before Yahweh. Verse 28. He looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and saw that the smoke of the land went up, as the smoke of a furnace. Verse 29. When God destroyed the cities of the plain, God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the middle of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot lived. Verse 30. Lot went up out of Zoar and lived in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he was afraid to live in Zoar. He lived in a cave with his 2 daughters. Verse 31. The firstborn said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no one left on the land to build a family with us, in the custom of all the earth." Verse 32. Come, let's provide drink for our father, and we will stand by his side, that we may preserve our father's family line. Verse 33. They provided drink for their father that night, and the firstborn went in to secure the family succession. He was unaware when she approached, nor when she departed. Verse 34. It came to pass on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, "Behold, I sought the family line last night with my father. Let's provide drink for him again tonight. You go in and secure the succession, that we may preserve our father's name." Verse 35. They provided drink for their father that night also. The younger went and sought the lineage. He was unaware when she approached, nor when she departed. Verse 36. Thus both of Lot's daughters secured the continuation of the family through their father's lineage. Verse 33. The firstborn bore a son and named him Moab. He is the ancestor of the Moabites to this day. Verse 38. The younger also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the ancestor of the children of Ammon to this day. Genesis chapter 20, verse 1. Abraham traveled from there toward the land of the south and lived between Kadesh and Shur. He lived as a foreigner in Gerar. Verse 2. Abraham said about Sarah his wife, "She is my sister," Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. Verse 3. But God came to Abimelech in a dream of the night and said to him, Behold, you are a dead man, because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. Verse 4. Now Abimelech had not come near her. He said, Lord, will you kill even a righteous nation? Verse 5. Didn't he tell me? She is my sister. Even she herself, said, He is my brother. I have done this in the integrity of my heart and the innocence of my hands. Verse 6. God said to him in the dream, Yes, I know that in the integrity of your heart you have done this, and I also withheld you from sinning against me. Therefore I didn't allow you to touch her. Verse 7. Now therefore restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you will live. If you don't restore her, know for sure that you will die, you and all who are yours. Verse 8. Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ear. The men were very scared. Verse 9. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? How have I sinned against you, that you have brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? You have done deeds to me that ought not to be done. Verse 10. Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you see, that you have done this thing? Verse 11. Abraham said, Because I thought, Surely the fear of God is not in this place. They will kill me for my wife's sake. Verse 12. Besides, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. Verse 13. When God caused me to wander from my father's house, I said to her, This is your kindness which you shall show to me. Everywhere that we go, say of me, He is my brother. Verse 14. Abimelech took sheep and cattle, male servants and female servants, and gave them to Abraham, and restored Sarah, his wife, to him. Verse 15. Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before you. Dwell where it pleases you. Verse 16. To Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, it is for you a covering of the eyes to all that are with you. In front of all, you are vindicated. Verse 17. Abraham prayed to God, so God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants, and they bore children. Verse 18. For Yahweh had closed up tight all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Thank you for joining us today on Lumenara. Genesis chapters 19 and 20 remind us that God is both perfectly just and infinitely merciful. We witness the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah as a solemn reminder that God does not overlook sin. Yet, in the midst of judgment, He remembered Abraham and mercifully rescued Lot and his family. We also saw God's faithfulness in protecting Sarah and keeping His covenant with Abraham, proving that His promises remain secure even when human weakness and fear are present. May these chapters encourage you to trust God's righteousness, His mercy, and His unfailing faithfulness in every season of life. If this Bible reading blessed you, we invite you to subscribe, leave a like, and share this video so that more people can discover the peace and truth found in God's Word. Thank you for listening. May the Lord bless you, keep you, and fill your heart with His perfect peace. We look forward to having you with us in the next reading. Until then, remain in God's presence. God bless you.